So long as I don't belch into the mic, I'll be happy.
Oh man, okay. We are recording now. Do you want me to tell the story of the donair that I just spilled across a restaurant table and continued to eat?
You did what?
Well, I just came from a very late dinner that's put our lovely recording schedule way behind. But I was with a good friend and we ordered a donair. But this particular donair is called the Sasquatch.
Sasquatch?
Yeah, you know, like Bigfoot. Have you ever heard Sasquatch before? Yeah. So it's called that because it's enormous. And they actually have like a if you eat it in 5 minutes, you get to sign their wall kind of thing. We were not trying that. We were just eating it because we wanted to be full. But holy, is it ever big. I've had them before, but this one was just like intimidating. It is packed with donair meat. and they loaded it with veggies, which I remember in the past they would load it with meat, but and just a little sprinkle of veggies. This time they just like loaded it up, and I just tore into the paper, and it just tumbled. The first bite I went to take, it just tumbled out of the open side and just slew across the table. And I'm just in not a fancy restaurant, but I'm just like in this joint, just eating vegetables off the table.
Jesus, you animal.
Just like an animal. Not thankfully the entire donair was ingested that way, but a fair portion of it was, and I'm not ashamed. I did what I had to do.
You did what any man would do in that situation, let's be real.
It was glorious, but I am full to the brim now with donair and vegetables.
Just sweating sandwich meat grease.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's me for Jimmy John's.
With that said, that's how ready I am.
I got my sandwich. I got my anime categories.
So what are we doing today?
So today we are having a little bit of fun. The anime awards are around the corner. They did not offer us to host, which is a dick move, but whatever, I get it.
I can't figure it out. Yeah.
I don't know why. I check my email every day.
Yeah, multiple times, and it just never. I think they're really missing out.
They really are. But today we're gonna go through all the categories, and we're gonna put in our guesses to who might win.
And we're gonna see a lot of different animes. Like by doing this, like there's a lot of stuff that I've never seen, and a lot of stuff that I'm sure you haven't seen. And then all of our favorites from the year is probably gonna be right up in there. And I'm just excited to. I'm just kind of excited to see what all landed in these. I haven't seen any of these nominees, man.
I cheated because that's how I got the idea for this episode. Was I just got bored and checked them all, and I was like, oh, what, really? They're here? That one? So that's kind of what led us down this little path.
That's so awesome. Like I think it's perfect. Like somebody had to do the research. You've looked into some of these. I haven't seen any of them. I think we're gonna have a ton of fun this way.
Absolutely. And I cheated more today because I delved a little deeper into one of the categories, but we'll get there when we get there.
You bet. Okay, you're the captain of this ship.
All right. Well, first off, do we want to get some business out of the way?
You bet. Yeah.
Do we talk about it? Do we talk about our shame, or do we just let it stay buried in the dirt?
I mean, I would normally say we can just let it stay buried in the dirt if you're meaning what I think you're meaning, but you to your credit, you like to share the process. Like this is kind of like a document kind of situation where you can share how the sausage is made and or not kept.
Listen, we'll just say this. This isn't actually round 3 for us, but we're going to pretend that it's round 3 because last one, we personally weren't up to snuff with it. We had pudding brain.
The puddingest of brain.
And our eyes were bigger than our stomachs for that one.
Yeah, and it was an experience. So we recorded an episode. We're going to leave it locked in the vault, I think, is what we've kind of mutually decided is best.
Yeah, it's in the dark corner somewhere.
Yeah, but honestly, like, in terms of talking about it here, it was such a good experience in that, like, those are going to happen. And,
yeah,
you know, and it was good. Like, not everything is a smash hit. Like, the first 2 episodes I felt were like clunky in the way that we're doing this for the first time, but really flowy in the way that we were talking about stuff we're passionate about. And that last one, you and I agreed we can totally do it better. And that's what we're going to do.
Absolutely we can. But we're going to dredge up 2 things from that. One is a precedent we had set for the show, and the other is the introduction of a new bit. And we have another new bit to do, but we're going to skip it this episode just because we have some meat to get into.
Yes.
The precedent we set for this show is something I hope people listening can bring into practice for themselves, which is Tyler and I are very open about the fact that we love anime, and I've boldly stated that we probably like more than we dislike, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But you and I are definitely going to trip across ones we're not going to like, that's fine. But the precedent we set is we don't want to continue the whole internet discourse thing of like, it's trash, I don't like it, and then just wave it off. We want to go like, well, why didn't I like it? What was it that didn't click with me? And we want to kind of dissect it a little bit, give it its fair critique, I would say.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think, that's what I do in my day-to-day life when talking about this stuff, is just kind of like, there's totally things that I don't like, whether they're entire shows or bits and pieces, but anytime that I'm bringing up the fact that I don't like them, it always comes with like a reason why, and just kind of a breakdown, and it turns into a cool discussion. So I could only envision doing that here. I'm not the kind of person to just say it's trash and move on kind of thing. I think it's more fun to go deeper. So I'm game for that.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun and healthy practice, because I think maybe if we do it right and we kind of go about it politely, is I guess the way I want to put it, is maybe we might end up with a different viewpoint on what we didn't like and give it another fair shot.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
So I'm excited to do that whenever that happens. That's our precedent for the show. And our new segment is What You Watching, where we're going to talk about what we're watching.
What you watching?
Tyler, what you watching?
Oh my gosh, you've caught me so off guard.
Oh no. I've ambushed him.
I've been ambushed. What was I? No, the reason I say that is because I want to somehow delve into my memory banks. What in that Lost in the Archives episode, what did I say that I was watching? What am I watching?
You were on Hunter x Hunter.
Yes, I am. I'm giving it its fair shot. Because like I want to, every time I've picked it up, I've ended up kind of falling off the bandwagon. And so much talk of it in the first couple episodes, and it being your, up in your number 1 shared slot, I have to, or sorry, not number 1 shared slot, but when you're talking about characters, we were talking about it very, affectionately. And, I know it's got all kinds of good stuff that I like, but I keep putting it down, and so I want to pick it up and I want to take it all the way to the finish line. So I'm doing that.
Nice, and you're nearing the finish line from what I remember.
Yes, we are deep in the Chimera Ant arc, I do believe. Yeah, so I think things are heating up.
They absolutely are. I can't wait for you to get to the good parts of that. It's all good.
They are building slowly. They are building slowly, and I don't mean that in too harshly. I think we'll circle back to this when we talk more about Hunter x Hunter in a future episode. But I do maybe have a beef with its pacing a little bit.
I can understand that.
But in this case, I appreciate how they're setting all the dominoes up. Like that, I will say, even though I think the pacing's a little off, I do really think that they're just setting up these dominoes, and I can feel this tension building. I know that shit's going to go down, and so I can't wait.
Oh, I promise you're on the long roller coaster climb.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's just like we're just going up, and the dicey fall is
gonna
right
be so
around
good.
the corner. And there was
I'm
one.
excited
There's
to
one
know.
more.
Ooh.
Mob Psycho 100.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was the other one, right? I finished it. By the time we recorded that other bit, I had finished it, so that's still fresh on my mind a week later. Gosh, I loved it. And I think that it could be another similar to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where it's a annual rewatch or some such, like once every 18 months or so. I probably rewatch that show. I think Mob Psycho stands to be another rewatch just because it's consistent rewatch, because it's appropriately lengthed. Like, it's not incredibly long, three seasons, and they're not insanely long seasons, and it's just so colorful, and the art is incredible, and then the characters, it's just this blend of comedy and theme, like in terms of the emotional themes that they're going into. It's just a gem and entertaining all the way along, so I could see myself rewatching it a bunch.
I still need to get into season 3 at some point.
Yeah, you will. And so what are you watching?
Well, last time I said I had a loaded plate of 4 anime. Just as of last night, it's down to 2.
Holy. You've done a lot of work in the last 7 days.
I've been kind of, voracious?
Yep.
Yeah, I've been a little voracious in my viewing.
Nice.
It feels good to love this stuff again.
Yeah, so what are the 4 and what are the 2? What are the 4 and what are the 2 that are finished and still going?
The 2 that I polished off are Genlock, an American anime by Rooster Teeth. It's a mecha anime.
Yep.
That was recommended to me by a friend, and it was a great recommendation. I loved it the whole way through. And
awesome.
The other night, I finished off Miyaruko-chan, the girl who sees them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot you were watching that.
It's so good, and I'm glad I get to talk about it again, because I have stated multiple times how I love emotional beats in shows. Mm-hmm. This one has a lot of them. I wasn't prepared for that in a show about ugly ghosts and random fan service moments, but it has some very beautiful moments inside of it.
It's I would say it's horror with the ghosts, it's fan service for sure, and then if I remember correctly, it's comedy in a lot of respects as well, right? Because like you're put in these sort of silly ghost situations where you're like, how are they going to how is she going to resolve this and whatnot? I haven't seen a ton of it, not start to finish, and so I can't recall exactly the emotional beats you're talking about, but it's good to hear that there's those gems in there too.
Oh man, they're incredible. And I missed one. One's a post-credit scene for the second episode, but let that be a warning to everybody. Not every post-credit scene is a preview of the next episode. It's going to be something fun.
I have to just jump in and say I hate it when they do that. I know we just talked about not throwing down hate. From a structure standpoint, I just have to get my 2 cents in. Man, why do they do that? When there's ending credits and then there's an ending credit scene, like you're used to there being a preview for the next episode. Like if a show sets the precedent that there's a preview for the next episode, then 2 episodes from now, they probably shouldn't put more juicy meat after the credits. There's been a lot of shows where I've gone back and like I've started the next episode and I felt like I wasn't in the right spot, and then I went back and saw some crazy stuff after the credits. And so it is fun to go and discover those, but it makes me wonder what all I've missed, because so many series happen to have them at the weirdest times.
I think Shonen is the biggest one that does that.
I think you're right.
Which is funny though, because Hunter x Hunter, for the first few arcs, they didn't. They had a preview, but they kind of did it inside a little gag.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and I just skip those, admittedly. And so if somebody hides like a gem in there, well, yeah, I feel like I've probably missed some funny bits in that gag too. But
well, they kind of like talk about characters and their powers.
Well, that's fun.
So I like it when they do that. But then after that, I don't even know if they did previews.
Yeah, I can't even recall right now, because I'm always just, you know why? Because I'm just hammering the next episode button. Like, get me further. This story's crazy. So anyway, sorry. Go on with those ones. It sounds like you enjoyed that one overall.
Oh yeah, I did. I loved it.
Nice.
And the 2 I'm currently working on are Summertime Rendering. I'm only 3 episodes in still, because every time I go to watch it, I get sleepy for some reason. And then I'm back on My Hero grind.
Yes.
I'm excited to see where that goes. God, I'm so excited.
And so we determined you're on season 4?
Season 5.
Season 5. Oh yeah, season 5, the lead up. There's some good stuff in season 5. I'm excited for you.
I am too. I can't wait for it, man.
And I suppose before we wrap up this segment, I've been watching Summertime Rendering as well, and we spoke a little bit about that last week. And
yeah.
I mean, what are you thinking of it so far? It's a pretty cool one, right?
I mean, I'm only 3 in, but God, it's already throwing twists at me.
It's funky.
I have been informed by somebody that it gets wild as it goes.
It's yeah, I've seen some stuff. I am much further than yourself. And I was mentioning to you last time that it seems to keep pace, like it seems to keep you engaged. And I do think even further in as I am now, I do think that that's true. Like they just keep building on this wild story. Like it's mysterious and crazy. And then even as they start revealing things, they just add more and more interest and intrigue. So it's a cool one.
I am really intrigued to see where it goes because it has a horror element to it, but it also has the classic time twist element to it.
I love time stuff.
It's not time stuff, but if you haven't seen Higurashi, you might like it. It's kind of alternate timelines.
I have not seen Higurashi.
Ooh, I recommend it then. That's another horror one.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, Summertime Rendering. I still don't know exactly how it's going to kind of wrap up. I'm still quite a ways. Like I'm interested to see. Last time we were talking about that pacing, and you were talking about the 25 episode cap on it. I'm a little bit more in your camp now, where I'm interested to see. I don't know quite what episode I'm on now, but I'm interested to see how they do fill up all 25 episodes with this story. Very curious.
I wonder why I ruined it for myself by going, oh no, it's 25 episodes. Because it's clearly going to be the same craziness every episode.
So far, so good. Like, I'm still wondering how it's all going to kind of come together in that period of time, but so far, so good.
All right, that gives me hope. That gives me hope. I'll probably get started on it here maybe tonight or tomorrow. We'll see how this goes because we've got a loaded plate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're watching.
Nice. All right. So that's the What You Watching segment. And I'm just going to talk about this next segment. But like I said, we're not going to get into it because we have a fun episode for tonight. But the next segment we will be doing the next time we record is anime news. I'm still trying to think of a fun name for it.
We'll think of a fun name. I'm excited for this just because I have only tangentially stayed up to date on news surrounding series that I really, really care about. And even on those series, I, know the next important date half of the time. So this gives me a really good excuse to, we get to stay more up to date on some of this stuff, which is just kind of fun. And it can still be the stuff that we mostly care about, but I think that it just gives us an avenue to look into this stuff and stay on top of a couple things.
What I was thinking was doing if the article's headline is straightforward, we can just do the standard internet thing, we'll read the article headline and gestate on that between us.
Yeah, exactly.
So anything getting adapted, anything getting a new season, any actor announcements or band announcements for openings and endings sequences, we can go with that. But if something really catches our eye, I am more than happy to deep dive on it.
Yeah, no, that sounds perfect to me.
Sweet. So there we go. That's the business taken care of.
All right.
Let's stretch, let's drink water, and let's just
sip of water.
Sit back and relax because we've got some work for us. But I'm really excited for this one, dude. I've been vibing on it all day.
I've been pumped ever since you suggested it. This is just a super fun idea.
And it's such a palate cleanser for you and I.
Agreed.
So are we ready? We ready to get into this?
Oh, man, we are so ready. My thumbs are ready to Google all the animes that I don't know. I'm staring at the categories. Now, I wonder, have you given any thought to the order of these? What did you say? There's 22 categories? Is that what I'm looking at right now?
22 categories, Woo! 6 nominees per category.
Oh, that is... I'm not even going to do that math.
It's too much. It's too much. I went to public school. The numbers alone just scared me.
So, do you know what order that you want to tackle? Like, are you wanting to like save any of the big categories for last, or any craziness like that? Or are you just going to start clicking?
I should have thought of that. I was just going to go from top to bottom, starting from anime of the year all the way down to best voice artists.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Or maybe do we put anime of the year at the very end?
Here's what we'll do. You with me?
Yeah, you tell me.
So we're gonna get ahead of ourselves here. The top two categories.
Yep.
Number 1 is anime of the year, and number 2 is best original anime.
Yes.
So we can save those two for last if you want to.
We just need it just as a finale. I love that.
Absolutely. So obviously, anime of the year will be the very last one. So we got to remind ourselves, best original anime is second to last.
Yeah, piece of cake. Okay, I'm in. I like it.
All right. So the rules is we're going to go through the categories and list off the nominees. But I am going to list off the nominees I'm fairly certain you and I do not know. Mm-hmm. And the ones we do know, and I am going to boldly proclaim are our favorites, I will list off for last.
Makes sense.
And during our voting process, we can play favorites, but for fairness' sake and for the fun of it, I say we be objective and say who we think will actually get it.
Yeah. I like that.
And that's it. That's just what we're going to do tonight, man. We're going to talk about who might get an award. We're going to gush over our favorites getting nominated, and we're going to learn some new anime in the whole process.
Exactly. And a note on that, when we come across an anime that we don't know, I might jump into a synopsis of it real quick.
Yeah, Tyler's going to look up the synopsis for the ones we may not have seen, and we're going to base our votes and guesses off of that.
Amazing.
And we might also get into a brief little discussion on how cool it might sound.
Yep. All right. We got a plan. So is that we're going to start with best character design?
Yeah, we are, buddy.
Okay.
Unless you want me to, unless I should list off all the categories first and then we go into it.
I mean, it's 22 categories.
Yeah, but I already named off 2. We're halfway there.
Okay, let's do it. Before we get into best character design, here comes the 22 categories as read by our man Tristan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 22 categories for the 2023 Anime Awards are as follows. Anime of the Year. Best Original Anime. Best Character Design. Best Animation. Best New Series. Best Continuing Series. Best Opening Sequence. Best Ending Sequence. Best Score. Best Film. Best Anime Song. Best Director. Best Main Character. Best Supporting Character, Must Protect at All Costs characters. I did not check that one. I am excited to see who's in there.
That's interesting.
I love that. I love that little fan service. Anyway, Best Comedy, Best Action, Best Drama, Best Fantasy, Best Romance. No Best Sci-Fi or Horror. That's mean.
Oversight.
Best Voice, yeah, really. Best Voice Artist Performance, Japanese. And Best Voice Artist Performance, English.
Oh, yeah.
Now, without a further ado, let's check out the nominees for Best Character Design. Oh, it's the actual artists. It's not going to be the actual characters.
Oh, okay. Man, we are like totally out of my depth here, and I love it. Because we can still speak to this. Like, I'm looking, so... I
can click the names and it'll give me the anime.
Yeah, I can see some thumbnails here as well. So you read them off.
All right, so we're going to start with Atsuko Nozaki, the character designer for Ranking of Kings. I've seen screenshots of this. It looks cute, but I have no clue what it's about.
If I may just jump in, I have been wanting to start it for ages since it came
Really?
out. Yes, because it looks cute, but my understanding is that it's like deeply sad and profound.
Oh, no.
So I think it's like right up our alley, you know? It's about like some cute, young, very young king-like character, and I do believe that it's very sad and profound, and so it definitely piques my curiosity.
You know what it kind of has? It looks like Ni no Kuni characters. You know what I mean?
It's got a Ghibli look to it, yeah, for sure. Which I can totally understand why it got nominated for that reason, right? Like as far as a character design is concerned, to make your protagonist look this way in a show that ends up being as profound as I understand it to be. It's cool character design in that way.
Sweet. Okay. So that's one of them. Good to know you already had it kind of ready to go.
It's on my radar.
Nice. Here's the next one. Kazumasa Ishida for My Dress Up Darling. I know nothing about this.
Really?
Mm-mm. Have you seen
Man,
this?
this is so far. I'm 2 for 2. This one I've actually seen a bunch for. And this is Tyler branching out a little bit as far as types of shows is concerned. I haven't seen it all, but I've seen a big swath of it and actually really enjoyed the parts I saw.
Really?
It's about a girl teaming up with a guy to do cosplay, and I didn't see the pilot, so I actually don't know the whole premise or the inciting incident. I just kind of jumped in halfway through, but it had some good comedy and it had some cool character design. I don't want to jump the gun here, but I don't foresee it taking the cake in this category just based on what I've seen. But it's a good time from what I've seen.
I see Square Enix is one of the studios, so that already has me sold.
Yeah, it was awesome looking. I'll say that.
Okay, I'll put that on the list because I kind of like stuff like that. Next up, we got Masanori Shino for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean.
I'm going to jump in and say that I don't know JoJo well enough, and so I don't know what Stone Ocean is. Do you? Is it a movie?
No, it's like the 4th or 5th arc.
Oh, I see.
And I'm on the Star Crusaders, but I don't remember where. I'll be real here. I'm not going to sit here and deny JoJo's place in anime history.
Well, that's just it. Exactly. And as far as, I don't know how they rank exactly best character design, but JoJo's got iconic character design.
Oh, absolutely it does. Oh, my God.
Dripping with
you
style.
Say JoJo, someone comes to mind instantly.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see why it's here.
I would kind of like to catch up on that one someday.
Me too.
Okay, now we're going to start with ones we know, but I think you might know this one better than I because I haven't seen it. So next up is Yo Yoshinari for Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
Studio Trigger did this?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Trigger.
Oh yeah, and when you watch it, you're like, whoa, Studio Trigger did this.
Oh my God, okay.
It's killer. Yeah, I have not. You're going to hear this a lot from me just because people in my house tend to start shows and then I only see parts of it. This is another one where I did not see the first episode. I did not see the last episode, but I've seen a bunch in the middle and it did also blow me away. And I mean, obviously it's cyberpunk, so it's going to be edgy, but wow, the character design. So edgy in the best way, like just really cool.
It looks really well defined.
Yeah, exactly. Really cool.
Man, now that I know that it's Trigger, that kind of pushes it up on my watch list. It kind of pushes it up on my vote.
Yeah.
That's me playing favorites because I love Trigger. Obviously, I talked about Kill la Kill being my second favorite.
Yeah.
Next, we got Kazuaki Shimada for Spy X Family.
How much of this have you seen?
I saw Anya got into school and that one snobby little boy she inadvertently bullied by accident, which is the best bit of comedy I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's
so good.
Oh, it so is. Yeah, I'm a bit further than that, but have not got fully caught up. But I can also see why it got nominated for this. Probably, like maybe specifically. Well, I was going to say specifically for Anya, but. Your Forger has a cool design as well. Both of the other main characters have cool designs. Hey, like they're unassuming looking, but they at the same time have some unique elements to them.
And the backgrounds, by the way, are so incredible in this show.
Oh yeah,
I am able to easily picture them in that house that they got, and all the fine details of it.
Yeah, no, it's really, really well done. Like just the whole environment, like you're saying, is really immersive. You're like, oh yes, I am in this like World War II era European country that's fictional in the story, but I'm there. I'm here.
Yeah, they do a really good job of that. And speaking of making you feel like you're there, we got Akira Matsushima for Demon Slayer Entertainment District arc.
Ooh.
Dude, it's so hard not to play favorites with it though. It's so hard.
I'm at risk of doing the other thing that we wanted to set a precedent for, which is just saying it's so cool over and over again.
No, it is. It's phenomenal.
But speaking more objectively, this show, just in general, Demon Slayer, it has great character design. It has also
absolutely.
some out there for out there's sake character designs. I kind of think like every other character has a gradient in their hair, and I don't know if we needed to color code every character, but they did, and I don't hate it. I certainly don't hate it, but some of the character designs are just like, whoa, this is like super unique and awesome. Like an Inosuke, who puts a boar mask on a dude, and then underneath his mask makes him a pretty girl face. Like it's a really clever.
It's so dumb.
So dumb, and yet it works so well and has become iconic that quickly.
It absolutely has.
Entertainment District arc, obviously,
I think it's next level.
It is. Oh my god, it is. It is just some of the best anime I've ever seen in my entire life, and like if anything can blow past it, I'm having a good life from here on forward. You know, you've got Tengen Usui though. Like I'm looking at a tiny thumbnail of
Dude,
of
Tengen alone for character design,
right?
Like that brief moment where he's not in his flashy getup. Yeah. Like even Zenitsu's like, oh no, he's hot.
So good. And you know, it's so funny. When I first saw him as a Hashira at the end of season 1, I was like, this is exactly what I just spoke about. A character who is flashy for flashy's sake. They just drew a bunch of bits on him. You know, like literally that's what my first impression was like they literally drew a bunch of bits on him. And why did they do this? And then we fast forward to this actual arc, and his whole thing is being flashy, and it's like actually intentional. And then he ends up having a character that actually holds his own. I was really expecting his character to fall flat and just fall completely through and not have any substance. And then they build, right? Like it would be so easy for them to take this attractive character and with a bunch of bits drawn all over him, like gems. And when I say bits, I mean the gems and the tattoos and the fingernails. Like it's cool that they added all this stuff, but it almost looked like they just threw a bunch at the wall and it all stuck. But then they dive into who he is a little bit and how he is, and then he really backs it up with his flashiness, which I just think really is so does. Perfect.
But I was on the same page with you. Like when he first showed up at the start of that arc, I was like, oh no, not again.
Right?
You guys, yeah. It just happened to another one. Not again. Don't do this.
Yeah, I can only take so much.
But no, he backed it up big time. And another great thing about Entertainment District arc is Gyutaro and Ume's designs, the top 2 upper 6 that they fight.
Yeah.
They have really great design, I think.
Yeah.
Especially Gyutaro.
Yeah, super funky, and really well defined. Like really just interesting and made for such a sweet ending fight. Like even the like weird mechanics of both of them had interesting powers, and the 2 fights happening simultaneously and coming together, like it was all just really crazy. And I would say that the character designs were a part of all of that.
It was. They were front and center. They were main stage, right next to the animation for the fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So okay, we gotta cast our votes, but it's gonna be so hard to break away from favorites on this one.
Well, oh man, this is gonna be the hard part. This is what's gonna slow us down is every time, because I'm gonna like try to take it seriously.
But you still want to go give your favorites their just due. Here's my objective vote. My objective vote goes to Ranking of Kings, but my favorite vote is going to go to Demon Slayer.
I don't know how much of like I'm trying not to play meta and try to think of the audiences and things of that nature, but I don't know. I don't know how impactful this particular JoJo arc is and how it's being received, but I could see a JoJo taking something like this.
Really? You know what? You might be right, actually.
I don't know. Best character design?
It is pretty solid from what I've seen.
Yeah, I feel like I just don't know enough to like solidify my vote there, but I wanted to throw it in here just as like a weighty option because I'm definitely leaning in that way, but I'm very inexperienced to know. But I could see it being something like that. I actually I hate to cop out here, but I think I'm gonna copycat you here. Because
really? Okay.
Yeah, like what I said about Ranking of Kings, even though I'm super in the dark about it. I do stand by the fact that I don't think all the characters look like he does necessarily. And I think that there's like a really powerful contrast, both physically, like seeing this protagonist like look differently than a lot of the world around him, but also the contrast of his character design and what I understand the themes to be. I don't know. I think that it's quite impactful. So I think you could be right. And my favorite would be Demon Slayer as well. Out of all these, like they actually all are dripping with their own style.
Oh God, they are, aren't they?
You know, but I just close my eyes and I see Tengen Usui smirking at me, and I swoon and I vote.
There's our votes for best character design.
On to the next.
On to the next one. Best animation. Oh dear baby Jesus.
Well, the nice thing is, there's going to be repeats. Like, you know.
Oh, there's absolutely going to be repeats.
Maybe read the 4 repeats first, and then jump into the last 2.
I'll just start with our favorites on this one, because screw it. Attack on Titan, Final Season Part 2. It's pretty solid, dude. I'm not going to lie. That's a pretty solid option.
Yep.
Demon Slayer Entertainment District. We already gushed about it.
Yep.
Spy X Family. It's pretty... it's kind of subtle in its animation, I would say.
It's crisp. Like, it's...
Yeah, it really is.
It's crisp, and... I mean, maybe this is more writing or style in general, but it does, like the way it cuts to comedy and stuff is like really well done. Like think of all of Anya's different faces.
Oh, her little faces, yeah.
Like unbelievable. And that's probably less of it. That's less of an animation thing and more of a just general style and writing thing. But I agree with your word subtle. It is more subtle of crisp, fantastic animation, but more subtle when compared against some of these powerhouses.
Next is Cyberpunk Edge Runners again. It's Trigger. I might give it to that one if I'm just going to jump the shark here and say that.
It's very good. it's very
Trigger.
Good. I'm holding back my jumping because I already know what wins this category.
Yeah, you know what? I already know what the realistic one is.
I'm keeping my lips sealed. You can keep reading the nominees.
Ranking of Kings again, and this one I know nothing about. Akabe's Sailor Uniform.
Me either, and I know that I said I would read some synopses.
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
It's Akebi, and then
you're reading uniform. So fast.
Hey,
Sailor, bear with me. Don't read the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Wikipedia.
I had that after I ate a gas station burrito.
Okay, so we have...
Okay, moving on.
Sorry, my brain was processing, on Wikipedia, does plot mean the same thing as synopsis? And is this plot paragraph too long? Meanwhile, you're talking about your Wikipedia attack in a gas station bathroom. So my brain had to catch up to that. Okay, throughout her young life, Komichi has always adored sailor attire, being inspired by her idol Miki Fukumoto, even going so far as to have her mother Yua make a sailor-style school uniform for her when she enters middle school. When she gets accepted to her mother's old private school, Robai Girls Academy, she is delighted that she'll get to wear her homemade uniform. Once arriving at her new school, she is surprised to find out that Robai's dress code no longer uses sailor uniforms and have been replaced with blazers instead. Despite the circumstances, the school's headmistress happily makes an exception and allows her to wear the traditional sailor uniform. As she goes through her years of early adolescence, even experiencing some struggles along the way, she meets and befriends many of her school peers and enjoys her school life.
Wait, that sounds really cute.
It sounds super cute, but I gotta see it to believe it, because it also sounds... Oh, I mean, the picture's really cute.
I cheated and jujuled some GIFs, and oh my god.
Are they super cute?
Dude, this is... clean.
Like the animation is deserving of being in this 6.
It absolutely is. Oh my god.
Well, that's awesome.
Oh wow, yeah, I can absolutely see why this is up here. Holy crap.
Good, because I mean I look at these literally the other 5 and I go, oh, Akabe, like, you know, what are you doing here? Like, these are powerhouses. But hey, that's awesome that those samples
man.
are speaking to you.
That might have just kind of turned things around for me.
Well, I'm going to jump in and say that the winner of this category is Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc. But
and that's even being objective. Let's be real here.
No, it is. That's why I have to say it. Is it's not just me drooling out the side of my mouth. It is like it's also reading into the audience. Like, I think the world over knows that show's animation is so jaw-dropping. Particularly this arc is so jaw-dropping that
God, it's true.
It's already kind of legendary status. But it's among, I'll say that it is among strong competitors. Like Attack on Titan has had some incredible animation. That the most recent stuff has been awesome. And then Edge Runners, definitely outstanding in and of itself. And then Ranking of Kings has, I think, similar, very crisp, Ghibli-esque art, like just really good animation in general, the little bits that I've seen. And then here you are saying that Akebi is incredible as well. So that's quite the lineup.
It is. And the fact that the one we didn't know and just now learned about, and we're being able to say it's holding its own against these juggernauts is saying something to it.
Yep.
But you're so right though. It's definitely going to go to Demon Slayer, 100%.
It can't not.
There's no way it wouldn't.
Like, out of everything, I'll probably end up going back on this and saying this about a few categories, but like this, we're going to go through all the winners, but this category, I have to come back and know. I have to
absolutely.
know.
Me too.
Because it's just interesting. I'll accept any of these for sure, but I'm just very confident in that answer. It's got to be.
Yeah, crap. No, I'm going to have to give it to Demon Slayer, even though I actually do want to give it to Akebi.
Even just off your little samples, hey? I'll have to check that out after this.
God.
Or if it comes up again and again, I'll check.
Yeah, best animation is going to be a tough one for sure, but there's no way Demon Slayer isn't walking home. And that is, considering it's up against Attack on Titan too, which its animation has only gotten better.
Oh, yeah.
So, are we good with best animation? Do we have our votes in?
Oh, yep. Yep.
our one vote.
Yep. Zero hesitation on that one.
Seriously. Oh, God. Okay. So, next is best new series.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. It's got to be.
I only know two of these. And only one is a repeat.
I know a couple by reputation. I know 1, 2, 3. And
I know one by reputation.
Yeah. So, okay. Walk us through these ones.
All right. We're going to go back to our order of the ones we don't know to the ones we do know. Starting off is Call of the Night. I don't know anything about this. I have seen bits and pieces of like screenshots and art. I tried watching it one night, but High Dive, which is where I also watched the second season of Made in Abyss, the version of Call of Night it had didn't have any subtitles.
Oh, well, that's difficult.
I was so angry. I think it's about vampires. I'm not sure.
I've got a wee little plot paragraph, shorter than the last one. I think you're right about vampires. Unable to sleep or find true satisfaction in his daily life, Ko Yamori stops going to school and begins wandering the streets at night. He encounters a girl named Nazuna Nanakusa, a vampire who shows Ko the joys of being a night walker. This results in Ko wanting to be a vampire as well, but in order to achieve his goal, he must first fall in love with her.
I already did.
I'm looking at the splash art for the cover. Yeah, I mean, hey, this looks like it's got style. Like I'm looking.
Dude, it looks really flashy.
Sweet.
I would love to watch it.
I haven't watched a vampire anything in a minute.
The last one I watched, I guess it was JoJo, but before that it was Shiki. Have you seen Shiki?
Nope. I don't have a clue what Shiki is.
God, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a small Japanese country town plagued by vampires.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up because we got time.
We got time.
Yep, can confirm. No idea. I've not seen this, but it looks haunting.
I know we said we wouldn't be mean. There's something about that art style I don't care for.
No, that's fair enough. That's not mean. I'll spice that in. I don't think that's mean. You just don't care for the art style.
Yeah, that triangular art style.
It's very triangular, and it's a turnoff for me too. Yeah, fair enough.
It's
but yeah, no, I'm with you. I haven't seen a vampire anything in a little while.
Well, if Call of the Night gets put on something that's more within reach in terms of streaming services, I'm definitely giving it a shot because it looks fun.
Nice.
Next up is Lycoris Recoil. This one was in the news recently because I think it's getting. They either said it was getting a second season or the creator is also getting a new anime adapted.
Oh.
I don't know what it's about. I know nothing. Title's fun, Lycoris Recoil.
I wonder if it's supposed to be pronounced licorice, like almost like licorice.
Oh, maybe.
I could be wrong. Oh, this paragraph's a little bit longer.
Go for it.
Paragraph's a little bit longer. Okay. Takina Inoue is a member of a government-sponsored all-female task force of assassins and spies made up of orphans known as Licorice or Lycoris. Don't know which. An undercover group named after the flower. Okay, so based on that, I'm sure we could look up the pronunciation. Who eliminate criminals and terrorists in Tokyo while disguised as high school students to maintain peace in Japan, with roots in a fictional pre-Meiji group named Higanbana. I apologize. The grammar in here is like, I think I need to run a comb through this paragraph because it's making it hard to read. However, during an operation to intercept a large exchange of firearms, she starts firing indiscriminately at enemies in order to save a colleague that was taken as a hostage, jeopardizing the safety of other licorice in the process. As a result, the agency dismissed her for disobeying orders. She was then transferred to work with an elite licorice agent, Chisato Nishikigi, who is known for her involvement in the destruction of the old radio tower on a branch of the agency that operates undercover as a cafe called Lico Rico. Intending to be reinstated back into the agency, Takina operates with Chisato on managing the cafe, while the piece that is being protected by the licorice is being challenged by terrorists led by Majima. Wow, I hope that future paragraphs are easier than that one. Did you get all that?
Okay, wait. Girl is part of
Task
Super
Force.
Secret Assassination Squad, right?
Yes.
Discriminately opens fire, hits her teammate.
Uh-huh.
Gets demoted and has to work with another rogue or demoted agent at a cafe.
In a cafe. Trying to get back in, I guess.
I'm trying to find the dots, man. I'm trying to find dots here.
Yeah, I guarantee that paragraph did not do it justice.
It probably didn't. I'm sure it's sick.
It's probably sick, but I don't know if it's best new series.
Well, we haven't seen it.
True.
And in fairness to it, when the news broke that I think the creator was getting a new anime to make or it was getting another season or something, it blew up. That was the news I was seeing for 2 days straight.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So maybe we're wrong. Who knows?
I mean, that's promising. Yeah. I mean, it was an awfully written paragraph. So yeah.
I do like that whole thing though. Super Secret Assassin messed up. Now they gotta.
Oh yeah, no,
everything.
I'm into that, and I'm interested to see how the cafe plays in and all that. I mean, it sounds like it's just a front or whatever, but
yeah, maybe it's like a Tokyo Ghoul type cafe. That'd be sick.
I've not seen Tokyo Ghoul. Is that weird? I know it's weird. There's a lot of hype around that one.
I liked it. I liked it for what it's worth.
It's on the list. Actually, this cycles back to JoJo. I'll keep this super quick, but I kind of want so badly to watch all of the heavy hitters. I don't think I've said this in a previous episode, but it's kind of a goal of mine to watch, to finish the big three and to watch all of the really popular stuff. And there's probably not enough time in in one man's lifetime to stay on top of all that. So it's probably not even a worthy goal.
That's what I'm here for.
Right. I just think that some of the big popular things are big and popular for a reason. And so I like to check them out, right? I like to check them out just to see if they strike a chord with me. And I've heard great things about Tokyo Ghoul.
I got far enough into Tokyo Ghoul that I can see why it's got the popularity that it has. The animation's incredible. I love the characters and I love the whole idea of the story. And I think you might like it too for those merits, or at least maybe 2 out of the 3 of the merits.
Yeah. And so there's a cafe in it?
Yeah, there's a cafe that's a front. It's a whole
Ah,
thing.
gotcha.
Bump that on your list, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
All right, next up, we got Ya Boy Kong Ming.
So have you heard of this one?
Not until today.
Apparently it's insane.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it's a wild ride, I guess I'll say. Like I've seen a trailer for it and the trailer makes it look like quite a wild ride. The paragraph here is a lot shorter. Maybe I'll just read the first section of it just cuz there is an
God.
interesting premise in it.
All right.
The famous military strategist, I'm not good with Chinese names. Zhuge Liang Kongming met his demise in the Battle of Wujiang Plains. On his deathbed, here's the interesting part. He wishes that his next life were in a peaceful place, free from bloodshed. He is reborn in his youth in modern Japan, appearing in the middle of a costume party for Halloween in the club district of Tokyo.
What?
Yeah. So he begins his second life as an aspiring singer, basically, which, like, yeah, I think that he basically, just gets slung into modern day and becomes a musician. And from what I've seen, it's kind of out there,
I kind of like that though.
right?
I kind of like that premise. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been on my list too. Not super high on my list, but I've heard good things. So
That seems like a casual watch, like it's
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon and put it on.
oh yeah,
Next up is My Dress Up Darling again.
I think people loved it. That's what I'll say about this from like best new series standpoint. Like I think it had a lot of good merits. I think it was another. I think just in the whatever category it's in, the type of show that it is, like it just fits. It just it's comforting. It's slice of life. You're in there. You're watching this girl progress her like cosplay, story journey.
Yeah.
So it's a good time.
Yeah, it's got to
It
be up
belongs
here
in
for
here. I could see
a
it.
proper reason. Then we got Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which, yeah, I can absolutely see that being on here. There was a huge amount of hype around it.
Yeah.
Even when the first trailer dropped, there was so much hype around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
naturally tons of hype around the game and
Yeah.
just, with it looking as good as it does, like it's legit anime on
Yeah, it
Netflix,
helps.
accessible to everybody.
Yeah, that I was going to say, it helps that it's on Netflix, and you're kind of hard pressed to find anybody that doesn't have it right now.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I can see it being on here too. I think it was well received.
Even people in my life who don't like anime, they love that game, and so they watched it and they were blown away by it. So we got that, and then we're back at Spy X Family.
Yep, which is definitely the winner here in my opinion.
I'm giving that the favorite vote, absolutely.
Like that's partly my biased vote for sure because I'm looking at a bunch of stuff that I have not watched. But I look at it and I'm just like, people adore this show already. Like,
Dude, there were
it's
so many
popular.
pop-up stores for it in Japan.
Really?
There was so much merch. There was even a restaurant.
A Spy X Family themed restaurant.
Yeah.
What would
Hand
that
to God. That's
I
how
wanna
big
go.
it was.
Yeah, it seems big and rightfully so. Like even just the bit that you and I have both seen, like it's a good time.
Yeah. I've been loving it so far.
Me too.
But I'm going to give that the favorite vote, but my objective vote, I'm going to have to give it to Call of the Night.
Oh, really?
I'm being bold with that one. I know I am.
That is bold. So where's that coming from?
So here's the thing. Like, I've seen a lot of people with the main girl as their profile picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it kind of
That
comes
says
from
a
that.
lot.
That comes from that for the new waifu thing.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you got your forger though.
That's true, though. I don't know. I kind of like the plucky, fun-loving, annoying characters.
Yeah, fair enough.
Might be that vampire girl.
Based on the picture I'm seeing, I could believe that.
I haven't seen it though, but we'll.
Yeah,
you never
bold.
know.
I like your bold guess.
I'm feeling confident. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not, but I am.
Locking
Right.
it in.
Yes, sir.
Two different answers on this one.
Yeah.
Love it.
So, but you're absolutely locking in Spy X Family for both.
Yep. No, I do. I think that it's my pick, and I think it could take it for best new series.
All right, sir. We're going to best continuing series. Is.
Love it.
You might have seen. Okay, I'm just going to start with the one that I'm pretty sure you have seen, but I haven't. Kaguya-sama: Love is War.
It's incredible.
I haven't seen anything outside of a GIF of it.
Oh man, this is a hard category. Holy. It is.
I have so many favorites on this one.
Right. Oh, this is a tough one. Kaguya-sama is so fun. It's become in my household one of our go-to recommend for non-anime watchers.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just way too fun and funny. Like, and the presentation is just so well done that it just has you rolling. Like, it's just so funny. And I think that a non-anime watcher, I think that it's very anime, and I think that it could still turn off a lot of folks. But I think that this subject matter is funny enough and presented in such a way that a non-anime watcher could actually get some really good enjoyment out of it.
I can see that, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Man, now I need to watch it. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, put that one on your list. That one belongs on the list. It's just too funny.
All right, I'll watch that if summertime rendering gets too heavy for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure again. That makes sense. Then we got Attack on Titan again. That shouldn't even be on here. Let's be real.
It'll be on here.
Be real.
No.
Be on here next year.
It'll be on here for every year henceforth. It's best continuing series.
It
if it continues forever, if it never ends, it can always win this category.
Oh my god, it's so true. Do you want to drop our tin hat theory? Let's just drop our tin hat theory.
Yeah, this is your theory. Don't even call it our theory. You take full credit for this, but my tinfoil hat is right there with you.
My tinfoil hat theory for why they haven't ended Attack on Titan is because they're trying to drum up manga sales. They're trying to make us angry, so we go out and buy the manga and just read the story ourselves.
Just buy the ending.
God, just buy the ending.
Please buy our books.
I'm upset about it.
I could see it. I could see it. I don't know if it's totally the case, but I can at least don a tinfoil hat and see that as like a potential tactic.
So that's on here for some reason.
Every year.
Next up is Demon Slayer again, our boys.
Yep.
Then we've got one of my favorites, which is kind of surprising that it's on here considering it just got announced for another season. Made in Abyss.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm just thinking about this because I don't know the cadence in which Made in Abyss has released. But when you say that it just got a second season announced, how does it make this? How does it make this category? Like, did the Golden City?
No, it got a third season announced.
Right, and so it's in this 2023 category.
Because
Golden Sun or Scorching Sun just came out last year, kind of idea. Is that right?
Yeah.
Got it.
So I think that's kind of a weird one for it, but whatever. I'm not going to complain. It deserves the love it's getting.
Nice. I just found somewhere to watch it, by the way, and so yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yes. All right. And then next up is One Piece.
Yeah, buddy.
I already talked about it. I love One Piece. You know what? If Under 100 didn't exist, One Piece would be my number one shonen.
It's so great. And like we'll probably talk at length another time about it, and I think I already did do this little blurb anyway, that it just caught me off guard with its style and its just adventureness, and so I can really see how it's got the love that it's got, and yeah, it's fantastic, and it will also always be on best continuing series, won't it?
It absolutely will, for sure, and that's why it's getting my vote. It's getting both favorite and objective vote.
Really? See, I could see, even with its popularity, I could see so many of these actually taking the cake, because we've got, what is this, 4 extremely popular continuations. Like Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, JoJo's, and One Piece are titans.
They absolutely are. I'm shocked that it's up. The other two are up against them.
Yeah. But between those titans, I don't know which could take it. There's a part of me that like really wants it to be one of the others, like with a cult following or something, you know? Like Kaguya-sama getting a second season is actually so amazing. Like it's such a good continuation. Like it deserved more. And I'm sure that's true of Made in Abyss. Like it just needs more.
It does.
But the other ones are behemoths. How do we pick?
And you know, JoJo has been around as long as One Piece has in terms of its anime.
JoJo began that far back, hey, in terms of anime?
So JoJo did the Hunter x Hunter thing where it had a 90s series, but then it just kind of stopped, I think. I don't know the real story behind it. we got to do our research.
Mm-hmm.
But then it came back in the 2010s
I did not know that.
to a huge reception.
Yeah, no kidding. That part I do know.
If I were being fair, I would give that the objective vote, to be perfectly honest with you.
Best continuing series. I think it's really hard with these ones. Best continuing series, huh?
In my brain, though, to be perfectly honest with you, for best continuing, it means it's going to keep going. We already know 2 of these are going to end. And they're probably going to end soon. Let's be real here.
I presume you mean Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer?
Demon Slayer? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm really struggling with my objective vote. I will say my fanboy vote is probably still Demon Slayer. Oh, man.
Bold. I respect it.
I'm such a fanboy. It could, there's a universe in which it could win this. Potentially.
Yeah, it's true.
But there's really, I'm really stuck on this one. There's a universe where Attack wins and JoJo's, and I could make an argument for any of these. I think I'll W on the objective vote. Am I correct in saying that One Piece is doing very well right now? My understanding.
One Piece is on what everybody's saying is its best arc yet.
That's what I've heard. It's just on a tear. It doesn't stop getting better is what I'm told.
Yeah, from what I hear about the Wano Kingdom arc, it's going ham right now.
That's nuts. So I'm gonna copy you on that because it's a bit of a meme. It's always continuing, but I feel like it's just on this upward tirade and actually is probably deserving of best continuing.
I think so too. And
so I'm
not even saying that as a One Piece fanboy.
I'm gonna swap my answers. I'm gonna say One Piece is my objective, very likely vote, and then I'm actually gonna change my favorite answer to Kaguya-sama because I think that it is awesome continuation, and that I really hope it gets even more because it's such a good time.
That one's a tough one, dude.
It is. I'm looking at those and I'm just so stuck. So here, this is another one. What is this? Best continuing series. We got to come back and find out.
We do. I think that'll be the first one we check on.
Yeah. Love it.
Best opening sequence. I know 3 of these. One of these I looked up today. But we'll start with Ranking of the King's Naked Hero. I have not heard that, actually.
Nor have I.
Then we got, God, I already forgot the name of it. Your boy Kong Ming with Chikichi. Oh, my dear Jesus Christ.
I think it's Cheeky Bon Bon.
Cheeky Bon Bon. Yep, thank you. I probably just had a seizure right there trying to read that.
I can only imagine that it's a great song with that name.
It's actually no.
Oh man.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Then there's this Fire for Cyberpunk Edge Runners. You might be able to attest to that one better than I can.
I'm going to throw down that I can only hear one of these in my imagination right now.
I can hear 2 of them.
And I can lightly think of 2 other of them. So maybe 3 of them, but I can't remember this Fire. But no, okay. I can't really.
All right. Well,
next haven't heard Naked Hero.
Neither have I. Next up is Mixed Nuts for Spy X Family, which I can't remember. I sincerely cannot remember it right now, if I'm being real. I can't
fully picture the song. I can kind of picture the opening. I remember it going well. It's got a bit of a James Bond vibe, at least as far as
maybe it does,
the sequence that it's got going on, sort of thing.
Because the ending song is the hip-hop song.
Yes, I think that's right.
And then we got Rumbling. Of course we do.
Yep.
Then we got Demon Slayer. Then we got Demon Slayer's Zankyo Sanka.
And I can't picture it as well as I can picture the first opening of Demon Slayer. Because it's iconic. Yeah.
I think Entertainment District's opening is way more iconic, if I'm being completely honest.
I'd have to go back and listen to this. I think all the music ones I'm not gonna have very much to say because I won't be able to recall all of it, and I didn't do my research because I'm a great host.
Well, and because if with some of these ones, you're skipping that 90-second anime intro because you want to get into the meat of the episode again.
it takes a lot for an anime opening to get me to listen to it all the time. I'm a skipper, and so I do usually only hear these a couple times each, if that. And then real bangers I hear a lot. Like, and that's why for me the standout here is the rumbling, because like
I was gonna say,
you know, Attack on Titan openings, they are always memed and they are always oddly just bangers.
Yeah, the openings got better as they went along. I'm gonna be honest here. I think the rumbling is my second favorite one, though.
So what's your favorite that you
Shinzo Wasagio is the first one from the second season.
Oh, you're talking. I understand. Yeah, all of them are so good. But yeah, that one's killer.
I'm gonna have to switch this one up. Objective, I'm gonna have to give to the rumbling, and favorite, I'm gonna have to give to Zankyo Sanka.
I like that's gonna be one of the first things I do after we're done this sesh. I'm gonna listen to that one because I can't picture it. As big of a fanboy as I am of that arc, I can only hear the first season opening in my mind's ear right now.
Because the first season is Lisa and she rules.
Yeah, it's crazy good.
But I can only attest to two. Well, three of these, but one I can't remember for the life of me.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, so I'm just gonna say rumbling, and I'm gonna have to check these guys out later.
Okay, so Tyler votes rumbling. Now we're on to best ending sequence. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
take it away.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, Koi no Yukue from My Dress Up Darling. Don't know anything about it.
Nope.
Oh wait, you might know this one, so I'm gonna skip it. Wait. Oh no. Okay.
No, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I do not know any of these endings.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Then I'm just gonna rattle off the song names on the anime. Yofu Kashino Uta from Call of the Night. Koshabe Ribiori from Komi Can't Communicate, the second series. Comedy from Spy X Family, and Akuma no Ko from Attack on Titan. Jesus, I'm just gonna give it all to comedy because that song's a banger.
It's rare that I listen to an ending theme.
You're kind of missing out on some good ending themes.
I think I'm missing out a lot on the music side of things, just in general.
Dude, the music is so hype.
Yeah, it certainly can be.
There are, like, if the song and the intro is hype enough for me, I'm not gonna skip the opening. Like, I haven't skipped Jujutsu Kaisen once.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I do agree with that, but it has to cross a threshold of hypitude for me in order for it to be a non-skipper. And there's only been a few openings that have ever done that. The Jujutsu Kaisen opening definitely was solid enough for me to watch it a gajillion times. But outros, like, I think it's just the world we live in with bingeable anime. Like, I'm always skipping, you know?
Yeah, I can get that.
To watch another
and
one.
Plus, we talked about it, but like the ending credit sequences, like you don't know if you're going to get an actual scene or a preview for the next episode.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And then I'm so against the previews because I don't want anything spoiled for the next episode. Too. So I'm always just jumping to the next one. That's a good point. But then apparently I'm missing some great scenes at the end. So I gotta check. I gotta check for the sake of the goodies, and I gotta check for the sake of the songs. That's what we're learning.
It's good music. I'm telling you, you're missing out on some good songs.
I am. Which leads us to, I guess we need to place our bets. I'll let you do this.
I put mine on comedy for Spy X Family.
I remember it being pretty sweet.
It's a really chill, it's kind of like a hip hop song, I think.
I don't remember any of these other ones, but that one I can at least kind of picture.
I can't picture the Attack on Titan one for the life of me.
No, me.
Probably because I was so stressed out.
Yeah.
Jesus,
my blood pressure was just so high. I had to walk to the kitchen.
I had to go get a water. I had to take a breather. God.
Yeah.
So
that's funny.
Balls in your court for a vote now.
No, I have to say comedy. It's the only one I can even like half pretend to. That this one's a pretend guess. This is shot in the dark. I think we call that.
Understandable and respectable. Now we're on to best score. This one you might be able to attest to because it's the music that helps sell the emotional moments.
Yeah, a little bit. This is one of those areas of the medium where I really need to hone in on it more. I've got a really good friend who like he just finished watching Jujutsu Kaisen for the first time. I know that's obviously not this year, so it's not on the list, but just as an example, he just kept talking about how good the music was. And I haven't even talked to him about this, but I don't detect that. I'm a musical guy. I grew up playing some music and I love music, but in terms of like taking it all in, I think it plays a gestalt role in that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So like it has to be there. I'm not saying that music can disappear. Like it cannot disappear. It has to be there. But it comes together to form a whole, and it's not one of the parts that my attention gets sucked into. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but in my head, like I'm trying to figure out how I can tell you, like, blend in the music with what you're seeing properly, and it's going to be a whole new world.
Like, yeah, I think so. It's certainly there, I guess is my point. Is like it's there, it's a core element, but it's not something that
it's not front and center.
It's not front and center for me. And I think you're right. I think I need to watch it through that lens of like taking in what's there. While I also don't. Do you watch anime with headphones very often? Is that part of your?
Not anymore. That was the 2 a.m. days.
Okay, because that was another theory I had. This friend of mine does not all of his viewing, but a bunch of his anime watching with headphones on, and I'm like, man, is that why he's so attuned to the backtracks of all these?
That might be what plays into it for me, is because I watched a lot of shows and movies with my headphones, so I was able to get the whole blending.
I should, like, for some of my rewatches, that's what I should do.
Dude, absolutely you should. I'm telling you, like, once you hear what the music does for a certain moment, it's a whole new world. Goosebumps, the misty eyes, the fist pumping with joy for something that's going on.
Yeah, and I have had that. Like, as a My Hero, a lover of My Hero Academia, like, the You Say Run moments and stuff, like, there are music moments that have hit me with the goosebumps. Like, I definitely music. Not... Right? Like,
so good.
I have experienced it. I just tend not to hone into it on most things. Something has to break through, like a You Say Run, or even some Demon Slayer moments have broken through with the music for me.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, I see that on this list, and I could see why it's on this list, because it is one that has broken through for me, like caught my attention. But I'm looking at these nominees, which I'll let you go through in a minute, and I'm looking at these going like, damn, all of these probably have incredible music that I just have not zoned in on while watching. So I'm missing out.
Okay, when we get to one of them, and I think you can guess which one it's going to be, I'm going to beg you to have the music.
I've got my guess locked in.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So here are the nominees for Best Music. Genki Hikota, Hifumi Inc. for your boy, oh my God, Kong Ming. Why do I just forget that all of a sudden?
It's a funky name.
Jesus God.
Your boy Kong Ming.
Your boy Kong Ming. But yeah, that's up for Best Score. We got Akira Yamaoka for Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which I have not heard, so I apologize. We have No Name with a K in parentheses, which is pretty sick. We got Kota Yamamoto and Hiroyuki Sawano for Attack on Titan. And by the way, dude, Hiroyuki Sawano, friggin' legend. Legendary composer for Japan and anime.
Really?
Dude's
and so
king.
here he is doing Attack on Titan.
He's been doing Attack on Titan
this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
And he did you know what? I'm gonna check. He did Kill la Kill 2, which has incredible music for sure. And he also did he did the 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh wow.
So dude's been around. Next up is Yuki Kajiura and Go Shina for Demon Slayer Entertainment District Arc. And last is Kevin Pankin for Made in Abyss. And that's the one.
Yep, I knew it.
Dear God, put the music front and center when you watch. It's gorgeous.
Noted.
That one's getting all my votes. I'm sorry. I'm playing favorites and I'm giving it the objective. That one gets my vote.
Well, I feel like you're talking up Attack on Titan. We've got this guy's name in all caps, and he's a famous composer. So maybe maybe that's my safe bet is just Attack on Titan. But again, I'm shooting in the dark with this one a little bit.
I don't know. That is a pretty good safety net right there.
Yeah, I'm taking the safety net. I know that there was good music in Entertainment District Arc, but I look at all of these and I go, I can't speak to how they stack up against each other in relative terms. So I'll take my safety net.
All right, you got the safety net for Kota Yamamoto and Hiroyuki Sawano, and I'm going all chips in on Kevin Penkin.
Love it. I'm going to take the safety net with the promise of not going to all of these and listening to them, but like really I want to do openings, I want to do endings, I want to do soundtracks and just really take in the music a little bit more because I think it's a whole part of this experience that I've missed out on.
Dude, it's so good. I'm telling you, when you get to Made in Abyss, the music, it's got to be center stage with the visuals and the story and the characters.
Nice.
Good music. Now we're on to one that I've only seen one.
Let me open it up. Let's see.
Best film.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you've probably seen 2 or 3 of these, right?
Half of them. Yep. I've seen 3.
We're going to start off with Bubble. I've seen that one. Oh, God, I did it wrong. Whatever. Bubble. Inuo. One Piece Film Red. Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Jujutsu Kaisen 0 and The Deer King. I don't know what that one's about, but it just came on Hulu this week.
Oh, really? I've never heard of The Deer King.
Neither have I.
It doesn't even look familiar. Doesn't look or sound familiar.
Oh, God, there was so much hype around Film Red, dude.
Yeah, I had one. I've had one person who I know to be a One Piece fan, like a pretty big One Piece fan. I've seen these are the only 2 pieces of info I have to go on. I've seen the teaser trailer, looked awesome, looked gorgeous for one, looked awesome. And then the second piece was having a friend tell me that it wasn't that hype for him.
What?
Yeah. And so, but I don't know how to take that because I don't know how, like, I don't know this guy. He's a friend. He's an acquaintance, sort of, so to speak. I know he loves One Piece, but and he reads One Piece, but I don't really know his tastes all that well. So that's the only review I have is that it didn't blow him away. So I don't even know what that says for it. I look forward to watching it because I thought it looked dope.
It looks so sick. But in fairness to him, and this is gonna be me also talking about Dragon Ball. Those standalone movies for those long running series are always kind of hit and miss.
Yes, and that's where I love where they've taken Dragon Ball Super in general in terms of movies. Like the 4 Dragon Ball movies that have come out recently are all canon. That's where I love not Entertainment District Arc, but Mugen Train Arc.
Oh, yeah.
Some of these big animes are taking movies and actually using them as canon material, whereas
that's
others
what Made in Abyss does.
Really? Oh, see, I love that. That's so good. You had mentioned that the other day. And I look forward to that. I think it's such a good way of doing it because then the movies matter and they're just all the more fun to watch. Whereas the Dragon Ball movies that I grew up on, which I can only imagine is true for like the Naruto movies and the One Piece movies, and I know is true for the Bleach movies actually, is they're all these just kind of non-canon-ish storylines for the most part that some of them are cool. Most of them are like just eye candy and not actually that incredible, and it's just kind of a bummer.
It is. It's so heartbreaking because like you expect all the dope fights to be in there.
Yeah.
Like you said, these recent Dragon Ball Super movies have been huge.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that they're canon helps so much.
Yeah, it's awesome. I actually, just to say my piece about this superhero movie, I loved it. I thought that it was really surprising how good the art was. Like it, excuse me.
The poster looks sick.
Yeah, and yeah, it really does. That's a good poster. It surprised me because it was like Dragon Ball video game graphics kind of thing is how people describe it, and I think that's really apt. And
I'm intrigued.
After a couple, it's like cutscenes from all the video games, all the newest video games. Like it looks really good, but it doesn't look like Dragon Ball Super anime. But you watch a couple minutes of it and my eyes adjusted, and it is really well done, really good. And there's some moments that really blew me away. Anytime I've seen an artist redraw anything from that show, though, it reminds me how amazing it would be in 2D, with the right style.
I see that coming from.
Yeah, so it's kind of like I'm 50-50 on it. I think that it had great animation, and I don't know if you could say they took a risk on it, but I think they did in a way, because we're used to Dragon Ball looking a certain way, with some CG mixed in nowadays. That's been in all other three movies, I mean, of the recent era. But to do a whole movie in CG, I think was a little risky. And I think it panned out well for them. I just hope that it doesn't turn into a thing because this movie did well. Because that would be a little bit of a bummer to me.
Oh no. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like to switch it all the way over.
I have a certain visual for Dragon Ball movies, and it's that really crisp 2D that you and I both grew up on.
Yeah. And that particular style is never coming back for Dragon Ball Z, but they've at least got they've got some new really good 2D art in a couple places. Like the Broly movie had one style and the other movies had another style, and I think that it's just as good in its own way. It's not quite like some of those movies we grew up on that's like really crisp and has that retro look, but it's still phenomenal.
Now we got we should get the synopsis ones out of the way first, because I don't know anything about Inuo or the Deer King.
Okay, let's do the Deer King.
Okay. I don't even know what's going on in the poster.
In the years following a vicious war, the Emperor of Zol now controls the land and citizens of rival Aquafa, except for Aquafa's Fire Horse territory, where wild dogs that once carried the deadly black wolf fever continue to roam free. Holy shit, this sounds sweet. When a pack of dogs race through a Zol-controlled mine, Van, an enslaved former soldier, and a young girl named Yuna are both bitten, but manage to escape as the sole survivors of the attack. Finally free, Van and Yuna seek out a simple, peaceful existence in the countryside. But as the deadly disease once again runs rampant, they find themselves at the crossroads of a struggle much larger than any one nation. I found that way more compelling than other synopses we've read today.
Oh no, that sounds heartbreaking.
Sounds interesting.
God, that sounds crazy. Why? I want to check this out now. What the crap, dude?
Yeah, I will say that I'm intrigued, like, because it's just a film, right? That's the category we're in, and I love a good one-off,
I do too.
And that sounds like it could be. I'm actually curious. Rotten Tomatoes is right here. I'm just gonna pop that open to cheat a little bit here.
Oh, that's bold, bro.
That's cheating. I think that's cheating when we're trying to pick best film, isn't it? 56 tomato meter and 84 audience score. So I think it'll be right up my alley.
Yeah, I trust the audience score so much more.
I tend to fall in that direction. That sounded kind of cool.
I'm kind of having a hard time. I'm seeing warring tribes, that's for sure. Wolves carrying disease, that's metal.
Right? That's what stopped me while I was reading the paragraph. I was like, what is this?
I'm kind of sold on just the wolf disease alone. Okay, that's the Deer King. Now we got to check out Inuo.
So Inuo, I'm not going to read the paragraph because I don't have like a quick hitter.
Oh, no.
Well, wait, maybe I do here. I got a one-liner. Ostracized by society due to their physical differences, Inuo and Tomona nonetheless utilize their artistic abilities to propel themselves into stardom. Okay, that was the conclusion of a sentence of a paragraph. You should definitely watch the trailer for this one at some point.
Oh, wait a minute.
I feel like you've seen
the trailer for this.
It's a fever dream, the trailer. Like, it's just crazy.
This is the musical one.
Yes, yes. Okay, so set in 14th century Japan and centers on the friendship between Inuo, a dancer born with unique physical characteristics, and Tomona, a blind musician. Ostracized by society due to their physical differences, Inuo and Tomona nonetheless utilize their artistic abilities to propel themselves to stardom.
Oh crap! This one looks so hype.
It looks hype. It looks crazy.
Oh my god! I forgot all about this one. Oh no. Okay. Oh crap. Jeez, I didn't even know that's what the story was. Oh god, I thought it was gonna be like a freaking like this century's Yellow Submarine or whatever other trippy Beatles movie or The Wall. Maybe I was trying to think of The Wall. I hate the Beatles. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway. Okay, so that's Inuo?
Inuo, yeah. And then we've both seen Bubble, you said.
Yeah, I like that one.
Me too.
There was way more parkour than I was ever prepared for.
I'm super biased because I love parkour and the parkour. Yeah, and it was awesome.
It was pretty sick.
And to your point, it was there was way more of it than I expected. When I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, they're saying it's parkour centric because that's a buzzy thing to do, like not so much anymore, but I really thought it was just for show, like there'll be like a couple sequences and that'll be that, but it was actually throughout the whole movie. There was quite a ton.
I kind of respect that they did that though.
Me too, I really respect it.
And then we got Jujutsu Kaisen 0, which I haven't seen, but I know it had a whole world of hype behind it.
It was cool.
Okay, good.
It was beautiful and a really cool prequel that ties a lot of story together, so I was into it.
Did it live up to the expectations?
I need to watch it again to answer that more.
Oh.
Yeah, to more.
I was not prepared for that answer.
No, to answer it more honestly, it because I remember watching it going like, yeah, this is awesome, but because it was all it was primarily backstory and side character centric, it didn't like slap me upside the head. Like there's parts that blew me away, but I need to watch it again to see how I like super duper really feel about it.
I just need to watch it in general because I feel like I might end up walking away going, wow, that was the best thing I've ever seen.
It like honestly, it was astounding, visually, and yeah, we should do a watch party of that one. That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be sick. Actually, I'm down for that.
Yeah, we got to do that one, and then we got to do some of the new Dragon Ball ones together or something.
Oh, absolutely, we do. Yes, we do.
All right, so what are you thinking with this one?
I can only have objective because there's only one that I've seen, and I'm gonna split it. I'm gonna go between Inuo and Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
I could see. I don't know what kind of response it got, but the Inuo trailer was off the hook, so I could really see it being a best film. Just based on that alone, it just looked like it was that kind of movie.
Right.
One Piece has its huge following. Jujutsu Kaisen, it went around the world to theaters like you know,
did.
Just like the Mugen Train, the Mugen Trains of the world, the Dragon Ball Supers of the world, like it kind of just leapt itself up to those ranks as well.
Although One Piece did apparently hit when it came to America, like a few American news stations covered it.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy.
that surprised me.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't know.
This is another thinker.
It is a thinker. I don't know if we're going to get through all of these categories in one. I'll say this. I want to go and watch all of these. That's what I do too. Do. I think I'm going to go with, and this is a thinker. For ones that I know nothing about as well, I'm ignoring those ones a little bit. I kind of love that Bubble's in here, by the way. That it kind of just like
that took me by surprise. If I'm being real, I kind of thought that was going to be like just a one-off note.
Yeah, I just had no idea that it had the potential to make it into a list like this among like Jujutsu Kaisen and Dragon Ball Superhero like. Yeah. And One Piece, sorry, like all three of those are like, even if I'm trying to avoid voting for superhero just because like I don't think it won this category, like frankly. But when I look at those three, those are big movies that went around the world in theaters. You said Inuo and Jujutsu Kaisen.
I did.
I think I'll go the real safe, very commercial bet, and I'll say, I'll say Jujutsu Kaisen and One Piece Red. You know,
No, I see where you're coming from.
those are the. I think that's a safe bet. I'm like almost rehashing. We don't have to dwell on it, but I'm almost rehashing my like Dragon Ball Super as well because I'm looking at it going like, yeah, but that's mainstream. Like random people went and watched Dragon Ball Super superhero, you know. But anyway, I'll leave it there. I think that probably the objective bet is maybe One Piece Red and my favorite is going to be Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, that's respectable.
All right. You got the next one because I'm not going to have anything once again.
Yeah, I kind of cheated with this one today, as I mentioned. Next up, we have Best Song. I listened to all 6 of them. 4 of them I really liked. One, like if it came up in a playlist, I wouldn't skip. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then one, I didn't make very far.
Oh, really?
Very far into it. It's way too like bubblegum pop for my tastes.
Which one was that? Just out of curiosity.
Well, we'll start from it. It was Cheeky Cheeky Bon Bon from ya boy Kong Ming.
Oh, okay.
Way too bubbly.
Huh. That's funny.
I couldn't do it. Then we got My Nonfiction from Kaguya, which is the one that I actually did like.
Mm.
Then next up is The Rumbling, of course.
Yep.
Then we got Comedy Again from Spy X Family. Then we have Shall We Dance from Shadow's House. Wait, no, that was the one that I would not skip.
Mm.
So, yeah, My Nonfiction ended up in the 4 that I really, really enjoyed.
Gotcha.
Then we have sorry.
No. You go ahead and you finish it off.
Oh, we got New Genesis from One Piece Film Red. And that's the 6 for Best Anime Song.
And I think I'm going to spare my rambling and just say this one's all you. Because you heard them today, and I can't even hazard a guess.
Oh, man. All right. This one's cheating for me because I'm a metalhead. Favorite is going to The Rumbling. Absolutely.
Nice. Nice.
But my objective one is going to My Nonfiction.
Oh, really? Like you think that out of all these, it could be the one?
I think that one's going to hold a very strong standing against a lot of these because it's a really good song.
That makes me want to go back and hear it.
I really liked it. Cheeky Cheeky Bon Bon. I'm being rude, I know, but oh god, it was just
No, we all have our tastes and biases and stuff. It's all good.
Well, and I love super bubbly pop songs from time to time, but this one was just on another level.
Nice. Okay, so we got The Rumbling and My Nonfiction.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff.
2 polar opposites too. Something I'm gonna make a bold claim that Rumbling's gonna have to get your vote.
Yep. Yeah. If you have to write something down, it's the only one I can speak to. You know what's funny though? I'm looking at these and I'm thinking that when I do go back, because now my curiosity is totally piqued, and I wanna go back to Spy X Family and listen to Comedy, and I want to go back to Kaguya-sama and listen to My Nonfiction. Like I'm gonna go back and listen to these, and then half of them are gonna like fire neurons in my brain, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I love this or whatever. And that's true of all the openings and whatnot as well. I'm just not as cognizant of it and don't have them sort of unlock my memory. And I should have done what you did. I should have taken some extra time. I had no extra time today, but I should have taken some extra research time and just listened to a bunch of songs. I think that would have been good, but you're carrying us on this one.
No, you're doing a good job. I was just kind of shocked to hear that the music kind of plays, no pun intended, second fiddle.
It's an oddity for me because I really am musically inclined as far as like the hypitude meter is concerned. Like growing up on AMVs and stuff, when music hits, it hits hard. But for a lot of these, it just kind of all melds together for me, which is probably not going to be the case going forward because now I'm going to be extra aware of it.
Sweet. That's all I asked for.
You got it.
All right. We're on to Best Director, sir.
Toughie.
Actually, this one's going to be rough.
This one's going to be rough. It's a category that I'm very disconnected from, but looking at these 6 that I'll let you read in just a moment, I do think that we can at least speak to the direction of a bunch of these shows and hazard a guess that way. Unfortunately, I don't know any of these fine folks' work overall, but
Same.
I can at least maybe hazard a guess. So,
And unfortunately, I love filmmaking to death, and I would love to get into it someday. And I can speak for physical film directing. I don't know anything about animation directing for the life of me.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, that's a really good point.
But here are the nominees for Best Director. We're going to start with the ones that Tyler and I do not know, which are Yosuke Hata for Ranking of Kings, Shingo Adachi for Lycoris Recoil. I checked the Googles. It said no, actually, maybe it said Licorice. Oh, I don't remember anymore. Whatever. Hiroyuki Imaishi for Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Oh, God. Yuichiro Hayashi for Attack on Titan. Kazuhiro Furuhashi for Spy X Family. And Haruo Sotozaki for Demon Slayer. This is a tough one.
It is. Yeah.
This is a rough one.
Yeah, I there's not much I can say. Like, all of these people probably have like legacies, behind them of various sizes. And there are shows on here that I've not seen. Like, we already spoke about Ranking of Kings and Licorice Recoil, and I haven't seen all of some of these other ones even. And also to layer in your point about not knowing much about animation directing in general. I feel like this is, even though we can speak to the quality of a bunch of these, I feel like it is still a bit of a shot in the dark for me. Where does your brain go?
You know what? My objective vote is going to go to Spy X Family, Kazuhiro Furuhashi.
I can see it.
That's the objective one, because, again, I don't know what you do with directing. Like, do you overlook the animation department while also directing the voice actors and their performance? I mean, obviously you do that.
Yeah, but
what else do you do as an animator director?
Exactly. Like, are you determining you must be kind of parsing out your vision of like what transitions are going where and what length each scene is, like where the cut's happening and things like that. You're probably overseeing editing in that way. But I don't know. Tough to say.
God, that's a rough one. Yeah, I'm going to give the objective to Kazuhiro, but my favorite, obviously, is going to go to Haruo Sotozaki for Demon Slayer. It's just gotta.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on the favorite. I imagine some of these ones we haven't seen. Like, I'm looking at Ranking of Kings, and I bet you it's pretty cinematic.
You know what? It might be.
Yeah, but that would be kind of a shot in the dark.
One of us is going to have to break the mold eventually.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, one of us is going to end up having to go, oh, you know what? I know all three. I know three of these, but I'm not going to give it to any of the three I know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, shoot for something else. You know what? This is a perfect opportunity for that.
Yeah.
I really don't know enough about Ranking of Kings. It's really high up on my list, but I think that it was pretty cinematic in terms of how they did the storytelling visually. Like, I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna say that it also, I haven't said this all night, but that came out in 2022. How have I not? I thought it. I thought I missed
just heard about it this past week.
Really? Because I've been hearing about it for
seeing caps of it this week.
No, I've been hearing about it for ages, and I thought I missed the bus on it. Like, I'm almost the opposite. I'm like, didn't this come out 2 years ago, and I just completely missed out, and need to like really circle back to it? But really, it's up for all these awards, and it just happened. I had no idea. And then you're in the opposite boat. You're just learning about it.
Yeah, dude. If you want a real head spinner, Entertainment District and this previous season of Attack on Titan were last summer. That was summer.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Jesus.
That is crazy. Okay, I'm going to say favorite, Demon Slayer, easy mode, and Ranking of Kings. Let's say that's objective. I'm taking just a little shot in the dark on that one.
My man, breaking the mold, like I said. All right, so that's our votes for Best Director. Where are we at now? We're at Best Main Character. I at least want to see who our must protect at all cost characters are. And then we can cap the rest of it off tomorrow night if you want to.
Yes, I think we should break this one up into two, but I love that idea of getting to that category.
I need to know what goes into this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay, let's get to the Best Main Character. Oh, baby Jesus. Okay. Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, I think she's quite beloved already. She's another one that I've seen lots of like display pictures and things. Yeah.
All right, we got Chisato Nishikigi from like Chorus Recoil. She might be the main character. Oh, yeah, she is. We got Boji, the little guy from Ranking of Kings. We got David Martinez from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Oh, wow. We got everyone's favorite little war criminal, Aaron Yeager. Oh, God, the picture they chose for him. He's just dead inside.
Yeah.
What did they do to my boy?
Yeah.
And then we got Lloyd Forger.
All right.
You know what? Objectively, I'm going to give it to David Martinez.
Really? Because I think this one is, from what I've heard, I think this one's a shoe-in for Boji.
Really?
Yeah, I think that he's already like in the hearts of many.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this is all on rumor, similar to the last one, all on rumor. But I think that he's pretty beloved. And like Lloyd Forger is a great character. Aaron is an entertaining war criminal. David Martinez was interesting from the stuff that I've seen. I don't know if he's like interesting enough to be best main character. I would say my second pick. Not that we're doing ones and twos, but I would say this Marin Kitagawa could stand a chance. Like she was a very likable character.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm doubling down on Boji. Like I can't say he's my favorite because I don't know him, but I think that it's just like he's the one for this category. Okay. Based entirely on rumor.
This one I'm excited to see too. This is gonna have to be our second one to pick because my favorite's gonna have to go to Lloyd.
He's great, right?
He is awesome.
Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah, he's so funny. And I guess out of the characters that I know here, I'm with you. He would be my favorite. He's just like the way that show is written. Like all the main characters are really amusing, but like some of the side roles that he ends up doing, like with his like disguises and things, and the way that he's like ascertaining information while Anya's at school and stuff like that. It's just so amusing.
It is. God, every character plays their role so perfectly in that.
Yeah.
Or is written to their part so perfectly.
Absolutely.
All I'm learning from tonight is I need to see Ranking of Kings now.
Yeah, no, that's actually, it's shot so high. So high up. Here.
Okay, now we're on to Best Supporting Character. Oh, crap, this one's actually going to be tough.
Ah.
We're going to start, what is that? Okay, we're going to start with Kage from Ranking of Kings, which is a thing.
Yep.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either.
Now I really need to see this. Jesus Christmas. Ai Hayasaka from Kaguya-sama. Then we got Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Oh, she's another cute one. Then we got Anya Forger from Spy X Family, obviously. And then we have Your Forger from Spy X Family. And then we got the guy, the king of festivals, the god of flashiness himself, Tengen Uzui.
Oh, man.
I already know who my favorite gets.
Yeah, I gotta give my favorite to our boy.
You gotta. You just gotta.
He's freaking awesome. There's just no other way to put it. Like, he's just so awesome.
By the way, this goes back to you saying the beauty of a rewatch. I didn't realize he officially stated that he took all three boys on as like, what is it? When a Hashira takes on a pupil, Sugu.
I don't remember the term, but I totally forgot that was a thing as well.
That's another one of those little moments that I love to death.
Yeah, I remember loving that because I think I've spoken about it before. I love in Demon Slayer the progression, like just the perfect stepwise progression of the characters progressing through the sort of difficulty levels of the world that we're set in. And so the fact that he declares that they're this ranking of Demon Slayer kind of thing is just like a cool nod to the fact that they're notching their way up towards higher levels. Like the show's always drawing a little bit of your attention towards that notching up of everyone's level. Yeah, it's really cool. I think I know who wins this category, though. Sorry, say that again.
There's so many details with Demon Slayer, like all those little things that you probably didn't see on that first watch, but then you get that rewatch going.
Yeah, man.
So your favorite's going to Tengen.
Yep, and yours as well.
Yep.
All right.
But
So
the
what's your
objective one's
objective?
it's got to go to Anya. Easily.
Yeah, it's easy. Easy
There's
win.
no way around it.
No way. That's absolutely the winner. Like, I look at some of these though, like Yor is a great character, and that Hayasaka, also a really good side character just in general. But not even like nothing here could touch Anya. She's untouchable.
No,
I
absolutely
presume without opening the folder here, I presume she's must protect at all costs as well.
I'm excited to see if she's in there. I will say though, people have put Rebecca on a high pedestal. She might be the only one on this list that could probably give Anya a run for her money. From
Really,
what
from
seen.
what you've heard.
Which is a bold declaration, I know, but wow, that one was easy. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, that was a good easy one.
Okay, let's see who we must protect at all costs.
Yeah,
well,
I'm so
you were
curious.
right.
I'm so curious. Well, that's going to be our winner, but
Oh man, nobody I wanted.
well,
come on. Okay, well, we'll start off randomly. We'll start off again with Boji,
yep.
ranking of kings.
I could see him being up there. Like, I think he's like, yeah, I think he's just another one of those sweethearts that people are just like.
Is he actually?
I think so. I think the story's very sad, and I think he doesn't talk. Like,
Oh,
I think that
no.
he's a silent protagonist. Yeah, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he's a silent protagonist, and I'm pretty sure the story is just very it hits you in the feels. And I mean, that and your character being like a cute little Studio Ghibli styled boy, like I think that you've got another I would give my life for this child kind of character. So
My son.
yeah, exactly. So I can see why he's in here. I don't know Kage.
Yeah, I don't know what that thing is.
Yeah.
But there, yep, we have Kage from Ranking of Kings again. We have Kotaro Sato from Kotaro Lives Alone. I don't know anything about this one.
I have heard it by name.
I've seen pictures of it. I haven't seen anything else to speak on it.
No, it looks like he's another little dude, little chibi boy,
Little fellow.
little fella. So I could see him being beloved, also protect at all costs. But I don't know him well enough.
Then we got Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling again.
And she's great.
This one I can absolutely see. We have Shoko
Komi-san.
Komi.
Yeah.
Komi can't communicate.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah,
And then we
very understandable.
And you were right. We have Anya.
Yep, and she gets both my votes.
Ooh, you're bold.
Both. She's great.
She is. I love her so
Well,
much.
I would protect at all costs.
I'm so mad that people would adopt her and then bring her back. Friggin' monsters.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
Yeah, that was her thing. Like, she was in an orphanage, and I think people would adopt her, but
Oh,
then they
yeah.
brought her back to the orphanage.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know what you meant. I didn't know what we were talking about, but you're right. Her story is exactly that. I got you.
They're monsters. She's a good girl who just wants to eat peanuts and watch detective shows.
Yeah, she's so adorable. And just
She's so cute.
oh man, the storytelling through her, like it's just so well done in that when she hears something, her interpretations of it are so like half the time they're so innocent and childlike, like the way
Yeah.
she determines things and how she acts on them is just so funny, because sometimes she takes a very intelligent approach, like she'll hear something and then she'll know what it means and what's going on, but most of the time she's kind of everything skews to her very youthful
Childlike.
nature. Childlike
Yeah.
nature. So really good. Like you said earlier, every character plays their part so well. There's just these cogs kind of ticking along in that story where everybody's playing their part, and it's adding to kind of the like the story's going somewhere, but there's an element of chaos. You're just like, okay, this little girl's still a little girl, even though she's got the OP power of telepathy. Like,
Yeah.
there's hijinks and mistakes going to be made here. So
I think that's an obvious one, but I'm saying this without having seen the other nominees.
yeah, I think what we've learned from this episode is we are going to go watch Ranking of Kings.
Yeah, we really are.
I might even, well, I guess, we're going to hit our part 2 as soon as humanly possible here. But I might even try to get an episode in as quickly as I can just to have a little bit of context.
I might watch. If we don't record tomorrow night, I'll definitely watch a few tomorrow night for sure.
We'll see. I'm gonna do my best to be available because we've only got a few more categories to go.
We have 9 more.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so we're just over halfway. We've got some big categories coming up in the next one: best action, and then all the way up to our anime of the year. So I think this is a great place to put a pin in it, and we're gonna come back for a part 2, which you guys should be able to check out. Well, probably pretty much right away is my hope. So check out part 2. And thanks for being here for our nominees. We don't know a lot about some of these shows, but man, I'm excited to come back and see what has won what. You know what I mean?
God, I'm really excited. We could record the night of the actual thing.
I think we should. Like let's hash that out and make some sort of plan where we can record sort of as soon as possible and just talk about some of the outcomes and whatnot. And maybe we will have seen some more bits and pieces and I will have listened to some music.
Oh, there you go. I do have that music playlist on our profile and I can add all these songs to it right now.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Awesome, man. Well, anything else to add before part 2?
Yeah, my objective vote goes to Komi because she is just a sweet girl who wants to have friends.
I totally sidetracked us to the end. Thank you. Thank you, Tristan, for getting your vote in. Komi's a great choice. She's great.
I need to see it. I've only ever seen manga caps, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It's really good.
Oh, God, there's so many new shows to check out.
Oh, yeah. It is funny how... something like an anime awards like this, it really hones in on a cluster of things, right? Like that's just the nature of these sorts of things. But we've seen a lot of names come up a lot of times, and I hate to be like the kind of guy that follows the popular waves, but sometimes there's a reason for that, right? Like Ranking of Kings,
true.
Like it's got to be in all these lists for a reason. So I'm gonna go.
It absolutely
check
does.
it out. And some of these other ones,
I didn't expect to see it.
Right? And you know what my one of those is that Licorice Recoil. Like,
yeah,
I didn't expect to see it. It was in quite a few of these categories. So
it really was. And I seriously just heard about it this month too.
Me too.
God, it's wild how much we're missing out on.
Yeah. Well, there's only so much time in the day.
For you, I have no life.
Slowly chip through these lists. Let's do part 2 as soon as we possibly can so these guys can check it out right away, right after this. Go listen to it right now.
Right now.
Okay, bye.
Stop listening to this episode. Go listen to part 2.
Yeah, go. It's there. It's already there, I think.
I'm sick of your stalling.
Go.